Of course, Scott. It is, user. I just seen someone joined us and their name's The Walking Dead. Hi, Walking Dead. Today's my birthday. And today is the launch of my ebook. My ebook's out too. I thought that was a cool name, Walking Dead. Hi, Helwa. Thank you. I think it's so funny, guys. You know, I never was I never liked attention as a kid, so I never celebrated my birthday. Ever, ever, ever. Like, I didn't tell anyone it was my birthday all throughout school. You know, when you were young, of course, the teachers knew because they had it written down. But when I was in high school, no one ever knew it was my birthday. I was just like, get me through this day without anybody mentioning my birthday. Because I never liked attention. But now I'm like, I don't care. It's just, it's my birthday. Thanks, Marianne. You know what? I don't know. I might go out to eat with my kids. I might go out to eat with my kids for my birthday instead of cooking. Well, I wasn't going to cook today. I probably would have got something to eat, you know, like ordered something. But now I'm like, my daughter mentioned we should go out to eat. So maybe we'll go out to eat. No way, Abe. That's so cool. We are birthday twins. Hi, Kristen. I know, like, it's always funny when people say, like, what are you doing for your birthday? I'm always like, it's just another day. Like, it's literally just, it's special because my ebook's out today, right? But, otherwise, I'm just doing my normal. I got up early today. I got, like, up and ready for my day really quick. Thanks, Bridget. I did. Like, I popped out of bed this morning. Like, normally, I'm slow. I'm getting up out of bed and taking my time. I'm usually still, but I was like, now I'm getting my refresher. I'm going to go get my soda from McDonald's. And I'm going to do my workout really quick, get it out of the way. So I kind of, like, I got up and just went throughout my morning this morning. Because I actually did really want to do a live with you guys today because I haven't done one in a couple days. I'm really trying to figure out a better way of approaching these lives because I really want to stick to my message of getting people out of the question mode. So, like, that's where I'm at now. Like, I want people to understand when you're still asking questions, you got to quiet your mind in those moments. You have to make it a habit to not ask the questions. I know that sounds like that's not what we're used to, but you really want to get used to going within in those moments and relaxing into those moments and bringing yourself back to this moment now because most people's questions have nothing to do with this moment now. Right? It's all about understanding and knowing that everything you want is done, guys, and it's coming to you. Everything's coming to you. I promise you guys, I am an example of everything is coming to you. My biggest and best manifestations, guys, came to me when I wasn't doing anything to get them. And that's why I know how this works. I know how this works because I've done things to get things too. And it's very limiting. It's very temporary. And you're still in that seeking energy. You're still not happy. It's very temporary fix. You never want to do anything to manifest. You just want to know what you want is done. You can be specific on what you want. But you don't need to be either. You don't need to be clear either, right? So I've had both those experiences. But the thing about it is that you need to step back. You need to let these things come to you because you're limiting yourself and you're keeping yourself in that suffering mindset. You want to get out of the suffering. Right? When we're trying to do things to get things and we're running away from where we're at, that causes the suffering. You only need to practice being present. That's your only work. Knowing what you know now, guys, knowing that you're unlimited, that you can be, do, and have anything you want now, it's done as soon as you ask. Every possible reality exists in this moment. Your only work is to practice being present. That's your job. That's your work. And that's where I give you guys the resources and the tools and the techniques to help you guys get present. That's all I'm doing. That's all my techniques are. is to help you be present, to help you make the best of where you're at. That's going to end all your suffering. Right? When I was doing things to manifest, it was taking me away from my kids. It was taking me away from my family. It was taking me away from everything that I have in front of me that's so amazing. Not being able to see the amazing things in front of me. I was trying to get away from them, right? I got to get to this. I got to get to that. I was doing all these things to manifest, all these techniques. It takes you away from this moment where all the magic is. The magic is in this moment, is in this present moment and making the best of it. And that's why I stepped away from lives, because it's a lot of people asking questions, which I understand. I understand that's where they're at, but I want to get people out of that, because that's my main message is if you're asking a question, you got to do the practices still. You got to, because you're going to be, I don't ask any questions. I have no questions. I go within. You have to train yourself not to ask, to calm yourself down in that moment and to relax your body in that moment and know that there's nothing you need to know. There's nothing you need to do. Hi, Kennedy. I know, Cece. I straightened my hair, guys. I've been wanting to straighten my hair for a while. And I was like, all right. My daughter's like, Mom, just do it. Just straighten it. I was like, all right. I never like it straight. I'm always like, it's like, just like, right? But I did it yesterday, and I was like, well, I knew once I did it yesterday, I have to kind of keep it like that, because to curl over it is weird. It's like always like really flat. So I just went with it. Exactly, Nick. Exactly. But it's not even, guys, it's not even like, yeah, because that's when you'll start enjoying the journey, is when you actually make it about this present moment. That's what Abraham means. That's how you you can't enjoy the journey when you're doing techniques, because this is why. First of all, you're limiting yourself. When you're doing techniques to manifest, you're limiting yourself, because you're not going to bring it in the best way possible. You can't. You can't bring it in the best. You're too limited in this moment. So you're limiting yourself in that way. You're causing yourself suffering. Why? I'm going to tell you. Because you're doing these techniques. You're all in this mindset of visualizing and affirming and persisting. And then here you are back, and then you have to live your life. You have to live your life, and you're like, oh God, I'm back to this reality again. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. And it takes you away from this present moment. And that's the suffering. That's that like back and forth. It's like you're doing things to manifest, and you're like, yay, persisting, visualizing. And then you're back in your reality, and you're like, ew, I hate this life. And you're not appreciating what you have in front of you, right? And the more you make it about this moment gets better. My life got better. My kids' lives got better. Everything around me got better when I made it about this present moment. Not only that, things were manifesting. Things were manifesting when it came to my TikTok, my ebooks, and all my life in general. Things were coming to me. It's making you magnetic for those things in the best way possible. And it's so easy. It's so easy. It's just really understanding. It's really just an understanding, right? And knowing that it's really about making that switch into that more flow state of mind, where it's all about relaxing. It's all about non-reaction. That's it. That's it. Yes, Nick, yes. And you start to trust more. You trust because you're watching your life evolve. You're watching it happen. It's like it's starting to manifest. Things are starting to manifest. Oh, thanks, Dragon. Oh, thanks, Kristen. Yeah, and how it's almost like you realize how everything's special. But the thing about it is things do start to get better. Things do start to your life does get better. This is a very powerful practice. Living in the present moment, it sounds so simple, but you're in full power when you're in the present moment. It's anytime you don't feel good, guys, you're not in the present moment. Plain and simple. When you're feeling that resistance within, you're not in the present moment. You're feeling, oh gosh, like you start to worry and doubt, and fear comes in. That's a fear-based belief system. You're not in the present moment. So you got to bring your attention back to right now and say, what I'm doing right now is me being in the present moment. I'm going to make this the best live in this moment, right? I'm going to enjoy this moment, right? And that's it. It's just this moment alone. But it takes practice for us to live in the present moment because we've been programmed otherwise. We have been programmed otherwise. So that's the practice. The practice is getting yourself in this present moment over and over and over again. Hi, Linda. I know, Linda, and I think you are such a wonderful example of this. Being like where you were at, right? With, seeking therapy and how like you've gotten so far like in your life and gotten out of all those types of things that you wanted to get out of. Kennedy, it's everything. It's everything. What Kennedy says is everything. But that's a practice. Why? Because there's so many people teaching you how to manifest. And that's another program. So Kennedy says when you stop thinking about your manifestation, you're free. You're free. You don't, because it's like you get back into that mentality of thinking about it, and then you go down a rabbit hole where you don't feel good about it, right? You don't need to think about it at all. It'll come to you. So that's why people say, well, can I think good about it? I mean, you can, but for the most part, you will go down another rabbit hole of where you start to feel not good about it. So I say, just bring yourself back to this moment because all your power's in this moment anyway. So even if you're thinking about it, maybe for a little bit, thinking about it good, I still bring my attention back to this moment because I can't bring it in the best way possible. I can't. I know I can't. I've already tried. I've done it, and it was always very temporary. You're back in that cycle again. You're unhappy again. So for me, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm thinking about it, but then for me, it's enough knowing that what I want is done. Bringing myself back to this moment and making the best of this moment is where all my power is. And it's when I really start to enjoy life, is when I'm having fun in this moment with my kids, with my family, with my animals, right? Exactly, Nick. Exactly. Yeah, you can't, Cece. I mean, you can't forget about it. You're not going to forget about it, Cece, but you really don't want to think about it. You want to bring your attention back to this moment, right? A desire is a desire, right? It's placed on your heart for a reason. Sometimes we don't want it like we thought we did. A lot of people say, well, I realized I really didn't want it. That's okay. There's no wrong or right to any of this, but for the most part, a desire is placed on your heart for a reason, and it'll come to you. It'll come to you in the most beautiful way. Let it come to you. You just make it about this moment and making the best of where you're at now. Yeah, Fred. So Fred, it's always going to be on your mind. It's always going to, because it's a desire. It's an intention you set for yourself. Some things I was able to forget about and they popped in later. Some things I couldn't. They were just heavy on my heart, right? But for the most part, yes, I tell people not to think about it. I really do, because you end up going down a rabbit hole that doesn't work in your favor. So you don't need, and remember, you don't need to do anything to get it. So just when it pops in your mind, Fred and guys, when you're mad, bring your attention back to this. I don't have to do anything. I just got to make the best of this moment and make that a habit. That is, because like I said, you're in full power when you're in this present moment, guys. You're magnetic. You are magnetic for your manifestation. Think about it like that. So yes, make it a habit to not think about it. Really, honestly. There's going to have moments where you are thinking about it. You might find yourself visualizing, but that's okay because that's more natural. But even that, still get back to this present moment and be in this present moment, right? Don't force anything. You'll see how it just starts to evolve very naturally, guys. I always say, it's a natural, effortless process. There's no effort. It's you look back and you can see, oh, wow, I see how things all unfolded for me. It makes sense now. But it really all comes down to this moment and being in this present moment. And it's literally that simple. I can't make it any more simple. Your power is in this present moment. The magic happens in this present moment. You're magnetic for best case scenario in this present moment. And present moment means not doing anything to manifest. Because again, it's an effortless, natural, easy process. I like to say, like, add the word beautiful, because it is. Like, it is. Like, when I think about it, all my things manifested and evolved, it's like, wow, like, look how amazing my life is right now. Like, look what I'm living. Look what I'm doing. I'm launching an ebook on my birthday. Like, it brings tears to my eyes to think that I even got to this place to where I was a year ago, right? Or 2 years ago, where I was like, my whole life flipped upside down, guys. Like, I completely started from nothing. I started from nothing. So I understand what everybody's going through, because I've experienced that. But I can tell you now, it's all about the present moment. Your power is in the present moment. It's not in doing these techniques to manifest. That's a limiting cycle that'll keep you trapped. Your freedom lies in this present moment. It's all about this. Eckhart totally got it right, guys. Eckhart totally got it right. And I just like to add some things to it, because we know, like, I guess, my combination of teachings was Eckhart, Abraham, and Joe Dispenza. And I get it all. It all comes together for me. It makes sense to me. It's like, you're unlimited. You can be, do, and have anything you want. The answer is yes. Every possible reality exists in this moment. And, like, Joe taught me about the quantum field and, like, all that kind of stuff. But Eckhart, he nailed it. Your power is in this present moment. Your power is you will end your suffering by living in this present moment. And that's what you want. In the end, that's what you all want. You don't want to suffer anymore. And you're going to start enjoying life when you make it about this present moment. You're going to be set free. You're going to be set free, guys. And if I try bringing my attention to the focus, So Ave, this is where you do my practices. So this Ave says, what if I'm bringing my attention and focus to this moment and I keep thinking about it? That's when you do my practice. That's when you stay quiet. Do not speak about it. You calm yourself down and you relax your body and you allow that moment to pass. And that's very normal, Ave and guys, to have discomfort throughout this practice, because you're so programmed to not be in this present moment. So it's going to take practice for you to keep relaxing your body and softening your body to get yourself present again. And there may be discomfort in those processes, but it gets easier. It gets easier. I mean, I am never not in the present moment. I'm never not in the present moment, guys. Like, it's very rare for me to step out of the present moment. And you get so good at it. You get so good at it. But yes, it takes practice, Ave, because we have been programmed to not be living in this present moment, right? So yes, again, that's where the practice, relax. The main thing, and what I can really tell you guys is so important for people, especially if you're new to this, and I will post this live on my YouTube, no more questions. And Ave, that was a really good question, but when you're asking about a manifestation and how do I manifest this, how do I get this, those ones you got to knock out. You got to stop asking them. You got to get quiet and bring yourself to this moment. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. Right? You unless it's a present moment question, you're asking about this present moment, how do I get present? That's the only questions you should be asking. Otherwise, and it's easy, you just relax your body. It's always going to bring you back to that practice. Because if you're asking, like, how do I get this? How long does it take? If you're asking those kind of questions, you're just causing more suffering. You got to quiet those thoughts down. You got to relax your body. It's always going to be that. It's always going to be that practice, because that's practicing being in the present moment. Thanks, Fred. I love Bashar. I love Bashar. Somebody said, what do I think about Bashar? Bashar and Abraham Hicks are the two people, if you're really, when it comes to manifesting, they're your go-tos. That's it. That's it, though. They're your go-tos, because Bashar and Abraham, but that's if you're still in question mode. Go to them. Otherwise, relax. Once you're past that part, guys, be doing the practices of being in the present moment. But if you have questions, Abraham Hicks and Bashar are your ones to go to. Don't entertain anything else, guys. People are still not sure how this works. There's a lot of people teaching this out there, not knocking them. I've been there. Hey, Nathan! Thanks, Nathan! I've been there, guys. I've been there. I've been down that road. They're still unsure, and they're making this more difficult. If anybody's teaching you things and techniques and ways to do this, it's limiting. Listen to Bashar and listen to Abraham. They say the same thing I say. I'm telling you right now, it's all about this moment now and making the best of this moment now. It is a good idea to affirm to myself, I know I already have it. Yeah, Fred, that's a good one. Yeah. Trust yourself, Fred. Trust yourself in those moments, guys. Start trusting yourself and where you're at. Nathan, this is so funny, but I had to ask my daughter. Nathan said, did you turn 40 today? I had to ask my daughter the other day, am I 40 or am I 41? She's like, Mom, I'm 41, guys. I'm 41. I even got to ask that question to myself. Like, I don't even know how old I am. I never knew my age. Did anyone else never not know their age? Like, I never knew how old I was. I'm still doubting it. Am I 40? No, I'm 41. Thanks, guys. So, Kira, you teach law of attraction more than... So, Fred, I don't really teach law of attraction. I don't teach law of assumption at all. Not at all. I don't even really teach law of attraction. I only explain it like this. I don't teach law of attraction. I just say these things will come to you. And that could be, you could call that attraction, but that's as far as I go when it comes to law of attraction. I don't even really use those labels. They're more labels to me. I just teach present moment power. Your power's in this present moment. Everything's done. It's coming to you. I think I'm more about getting you guys back to the present moment. I don't really even teach law of attraction. I don't teach law of assumption. I know that. I resonate with none of that. Law of assumption, self-concept, all that. It's to me, it's making it way more difficult. Way more difficult. I would say, if I can give you any advice, is to step away from that. It's another trap. It's another cycle. Your power's in this moment now, guys. It's really about, like, you really got to step away from a lot of that stuff. You do. You got to stop entertaining a lot of that stuff outside of you. Like I said, Bashar, Abraham, yes. But that's as far as I would go with manifesting teachers. I'm being honest. Go right to source. They're getting their information right from source. So anything else, people, it's very watered down. It's very limiting. You got to be willing to cut a lot of stuff out. Like I tell you guys, my life is so quiet, but my life is so amazing. My life is so quiet, but so amazing. There's no drama in my life. I'm not comparing myself to anyone. There is only you. You guys look at you can see my TikTok. It's me. It's me living my everyday life, right? So you have to be willing to really quiet things down. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, the law of one. I don't get into any of the laws or any of that. Like, I just live my life, and that's it. Through being in the present moment, knowing that what I want is done. Literally, it's that simple, guys. I like simplicity. I don't want to get into adding more stuff. Like, let me learn about this. It makes it more difficult, and it's not necessary. Why do you want to make it, like, I don't want to make it more difficult. You don't need to learn about the subconscious mind and all that. That's making it more difficult again. Unless you love it and it interests you, go ahead. But you don't need it. You don't need it. And I'm like, no, whatever I don't need, keep it away from me. It's a practice, Dot. It's a practice for sure. It's a practice, Dot. It's a practice of just relaxing your body in this moment. And doing the relaxing practices will be really helpful, Dot. So, I mean, like I always say, my audios are great because I talk about a lot of these practices. But a few things that I doing things like this, Dot, like just whenever my kids would be sitting and talking to me, that's teaching you patience. Whenever your dogs or animals need to go out, that's teaching you patience. Whenever you're standing in a long line, guys, that's teaching you patience. Don't make it about the manifestation. You can just practice patience in your everyday life. You don't need to direct it towards like, oh, manifesting, I need to get this quicker. You just need to practice patience in general. Just when I'm in line, and the other day I was in the food store and there was somebody in front of me. I wanted to go to the deli to get lunch meat. And somebody was in front of me, and I'm like, oh, it's a little busy. Should I wait? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be patient. As soon as I accepted the moment for what it was, that's what it is. It's accepting the moment for what it is. That the lady in front of me was like, I don't want to wait, and she left. And there was only one other person in front of me. It was like so quick. I was in and out. You got to accept the moment for what it is, no matter what it is. That's the practice, right? That's what teaches you patience. Patience will come from that. Is by you accepting where you're at in this moment. I'm sorry, Val. Did you ask something, girl? I'm working my way up, Val. Is it normal to feel you don't want the things now, but you know what? You're still in that indecisive energy. So that would, for me, Val, whenever I had questions like that, that's very normal. I just focused on this moment now. It'll all work itself out, Val. It'll all work itself out. So just don't even worry about that. It's another program, like trying to, like, it's you taking you out of the present moment, Val. So in that'll work itself out. You just get yourself back to this moment. It's another question taking you out of this present moment. All I got to do is worry about this moment now and how I can feel good now. Those things work themselves out because I can't explain it. It just all gets very clear as time goes by. But I've had those questions too. It's just because you're too focused on a manifestation still, and you just got to keep practicing getting back to this present moment. Val, and guys, things that I was like, maybe I don't want this. I ended up I did. It was just that I was still too focused on the manifestation and still doubting it. And then sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're like, God, I didn't want that at all. But don't worry about that. It's just something taking you out of the present moment. Just bring your attention, Val, back. Use that. Anytime you have a question, use it to your advantage to, like, say, you know what? I'm not going to ask this question. I know I'll get clear as time goes by. I'll get more clear. I'm just going to make it about this moment and relaxing into this moment. Make that your goal whenever you have a question. Think to yourself, question, quiet. Put those two together. Whenever I have a question, let me get quiet, and it'll work itself out. Remember, it'll always work itself out. Best case scenario, when you can just relax your body and soften your body. Well, Fred, that's another question. It's done. Every possible reality exists. It's done in this moment. It's coming to you, but you got to practice being in the present moment, Fred. This is where you want to do my practices. This is where you want to just make the best of where you're at now. Right? And that's it. That's all you're doing. So just think about it, guys. Whenever, and this, for any kind of question you have, connect the word quiet to you. You want to practice staying quiet when you have a question. You want to get out of asking questions. You don't want to ask questions. It will work itself out, best case scenario, always, when you can quiet that question down. You don't need to know right now. Everything's coming to you, right? So make that a habit. Question, quiet. How to accept unpleasant things in the moment. Got to do the practices, Dot. Thanks, David. Dot, when anybody says that, I know they just got to do the practices more. You got to relax your body. You got to soften your body. That's another question. It's another question, right? So in that moment, you're making the best of it. And sometimes, Dot, that means relaxing your body, softening your body. It's not in there. It should be out, Bridget. Bridget, I'll double check after this. It's not in there? As soon as I'm off this live, Bridget, I will double check, guys. If anybody was trying to purchase the ebook, you know what I said, Bridget? That's so funny. Right before I got on here, I was like, you know what? I usually do a test purchase. I thought I did a test purchase. I usually do that. But if it was not published, I published it. But I'll double check. I'll get it out there. I did have it on the link, but if it's not there, then maybe it just didn't publish yet, Bridget. When I click the button publish, it may not have published yet. But I will. It'll be out 100% today. It's 11:11. But yeah, it's all about this. So that's why I stopped my lives, because I took a break. Because people are too much in the question energy, and that is what I want to get people out of. I want to get you out of the question mood. I want to get you into a place where you know that when it's a question, it's time for me to get quiet. It's time for me to go within. It's time for me to relax my body. It doesn't matter what the question is. It doesn't matter. A question's a question. It's keeping you in question mode, and you want to be in receiving mode. You want to be in allowing mode. So in those moments, whenever you have any type of question, it's time to soften my body. It's time to relax my body. It's time to get present. You're going to practice getting present. That's what that's doing. And it'll just work itself out. It will always work itself out in the best way possible by you getting out of the way of the question. You got to get out of the way of the question. You want to get out of that habit of asking questions and needing to search outside of you. I've been there, but it's another trap, and it causes suffering. Oh, thanks, Val. And I'm going to be adding to the audio very soon. I'm almost up to another hour, guys. So when you purchase the audio, you get it forever. And I add to it, guys. So you get whatever I add to it for free, guys. And I'm telling you, Val said it's great. It is great. I listen to my own audio all the time. And I add hours. Like, I'll add a new hour every now and then. But the price is going up today at the end of the day. So I always that's why I tell people to get it now, because the more I add to it, the more I up the price. I'm going to up the price. But once you got it forever. It's yours. And I'm going to add to it. So you're going to get it for free, whatever I add to it. So even if you decide to listen, a lot of people, the beginning, it's good for like new people that are understanding this. But if you start it halfway through and listen to the end, that would be enough, right? So right now I'm listening to my last hour, and it's a lot about the present moment. Yes, what the audio is doing, it's helping you in those moments when you do have that question, when you are in a lower energy, when you're doing something you don't want to do anymore, to soften your body, to relax your body, to remind yourself this is normal. This just has to pass. You just got to keep yourself in flow. And keeping yourself in flow always moves you to best case scenario, moves you out of these things that don't serve you anymore. So that's what the audio is doing. It's reminding you of that all I have to do is relax. Everything's okay. Just relax your body. It will work itself out. It's actually getting you out of the question mode. Hi, Tony. Oh, I'm so, of course, the book's not out. Like, I have to push publish. So in my library, I had it was up for a while, but you have to push publish. So if I didn't push publish, then it might not be up there yet. It will be out as soon as I'm done this live. It's really good. So my ebook, How to Stay in Flow, which is out today, guys, I will post it after this. Oh, of course, yeah. I'll run deals and stuff, Cece. I'll do like specials, and I'll do like all kinds of fun stuff. Like as time goes by, like I'll do stuff, Cece. But yeah, I'll run all kinds of fun sales, and then I may start a new one too, Cece. I may start a whole new. Like, I might end that one and then start a brand new one, right? So I may even do that, right? What was I going to say? But remember, Cece and guys, you don't need this stuff. You can just watch my YouTube lives. That's enough. And you can just scroll through my TikToks. Literally. Like, that's enough, right? That's enough. That's just because I love doing it, and it's more resources. That's all it is. It's more resources. But when it comes to the audio, my new ebook, I highlighted every page. So I highlighted all the important things. It's 40 pages of just all about what I talk about, right? And I highlighted a lot of it too. So I just added that to it because I can never stop. When I'm done writing my ebooks, I love writing them, but I don't like editing them. So I have to make it fun for me, and it was fun for me to highlight. So I was like highlighting as I was editing. So that's just more fun stuff that's in there. Hey, Christine! Be right back. I'm about to make myself a cup. You know, it's so funny. I didn't even have my cup of tea yet. I just got up and I got out the door, and I am CC, right? Like, at first, guys, it didn't feel that way. Thanks, guys, for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it, guys. Fred, I don't know. I might go out to eat with my kids. That would be the biggest thing I would do, is go out with my kids to eat out to dinner. I'm definitely not cooking today. I know that. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I might go tanning. I might start up my tanning again. So, like, I like to be tan all year round. So, like, I'll go tanning, like, once a week. That's like me getting a massage. That's like, I don't get my nails done. I do my own hair, but I do tanning. That's my one thing. So I was thinking about, I might go tanning today. I love, when it's cold out, I love the tanning beds. Thanks, Nick. Nick said happy 32nd birthday. Oh, thanks, Sally. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, guys. Did I ever make quesadillas? Yeah, I made quesadillas lots of times. Hi, Dee Dee. But I'm telling you guys, it gets easier. I am your example. I am your example right in front of you guys. It gets easier. That's what you need to know. You need to know that it's going to get easier. But you got to understand, we're programmed not to live in the present moment. And that's where everybody's suffering lies. Your suffering is when you're not in the present moment. But we know so much more in this present moment. We know everything we want's done. We know we're here to live an amazing life. We know it's all coming to us. That's the difference. You're living in the present moment knowing this now. Knowing it's all coming to me. I don't got to do anything. All I got to do is be in this present moment. All I got to do is make the best of this present moment. And when I can, I get calm. I relax my body. That's it. Ah, thanks, Wooder Boy, Mayo. Tony said, am I old enough to buy alcohol? You know, I really don't drink as much as, I don't really drink at all. Like, I mean, I have a drink from time to time, but. Oh, thanks, Cece. Thanks, David. I know. And it's so funny because I wanted to get on this live, but what is the practice called? So, Fred, I don't have a name for it. Fred said, what is your practice called? Taoism or whatever the name? No, I don't really love labels. It's just making the best of this moment. That's what my practice is, Fred. My practice is making the best of this very moment. Accepting where you're at in this moment. There's so much power in making the best of this moment and accepting it when you don't feel so great. Accept it for what it is. There's so much power in that, guys. So my practice is, honestly, it's making the best of this moment and staying calm and quiet when you can't and letting that pass. That's my practice. That's it. That's what you're doing. That's practicing being in the present moment. But like I said, we know so much more in this present moment now. We know we're unlimited. We know everything we want is done. We know every possible reality exists. Of course you can have whatever you want. Of course you can have whatever you want, guys. You're unlimited. But your power, my message is your power is in this moment to bring it to you. Your power is in this moment. You have so much power in this moment. You have so much power in this moment. I can't even explain it. And the more that you do these practices, you're going to start to see it. Because there's no suffering when you're in this present moment. And that's your freedom. That's your freedom, guys. And I was saying, I stepped away from doing these lives because I needed to figure out a better way to approach them. I want them to be me just really explaining how you only have to be in the present moment, right? And like just hyping you guys up to know that everything's done. There's nothing you're doing. You're just bringing your focus back to this moment. Anytime you have a question, think quiet, question quiet, question quiet. Time to stay quiet, time to relax my body. It will work itself out. I want you to see how everything works itself out. When you stay quiet and you relax your body. I want you to start seeing that in your life. It always works out best case scenario when you just get quiet. So you got to really practice knowing that question means time to get quiet, not ask it. Don't ask the question. Make it a habit to not ask the question, right? I always say, like, I don't ask any questions. I ask no questions. I just go within. You got to train yourself to do that. That's you. That's how you're going to build that trust with yourself and your higher self, which is just you anyway, right? Universal forces will take. That's a lot in my ebook as well, guys. How the universe is begging to take care of you. You got to get out of your way. You got to get out of your own way, though. And you're getting out of your own way by making the best of this moment, where you're at now. That's it. I know. I'm thinking like, I don't know where we're going to go to eat, but I'll figure it out. All I knew is that I had to get my refresher today because I didn't have one yesterday. I drank my old one from the day before. And I didn't have a soda. So I was like, I was going to go out last night to get it. And I'm like, you know what? No, that's going to be my motivation to get up and get out the door to do a live with you guys, to talk about the ebook and all that. But I am going to get off soon, though, because I want to get home to the kids. And I want to make sure this ebook is up. So the ebook, let me make sure it's up for purchase after this, because Bridget said she couldn't get it. And this way you guys can purchase it. Also, remember, guys, all sales end today. Cece was asking, will you have any other sales? Yes, of course I will. I'll probably combine it with lives, where, like, I'll do, like, a discount code, and there'll be like a limit, so whoever gets it gets it. So I'll do some fun things like that, guys, like all kinds of discount codes and things that are fun and stuff like that, so everybody can have access to this audio, right? But again, listen to me. It's easy. My message is easy. Go scroll through my TikToks and you'll hear it over and over again. It's just a practice. You got to practice. That's all. It really, the audios, yes, they're resources and they're extra resources, but you don't need them. You don't need them. I tell people, I didn't spend a dime to get where I am now. I spent nothing. You don't need to. You don't need to. But it's there if you want it. And I create it because I like to create it. I do it because I love it, right? So that's what it's there for. But I always want people to know that. So if you're like, oh gosh, I wish I could purchase it, I'm not going to be able to know this. No, my message. I have the easiest message out there. I don't think anybody makes it more simple than I make it, honestly. I don't think they do. It's easy, but you got to be committed to you. You got to be committed to, really just knocking a lot of stuff outside of you that just doesn't serve you. Like, you have control over that. You have control over what you entertain, right? Because just remember this, guys. You can only have an experience based off your belief systems. That's the only way you can have an experience at all here, is based off your belief systems. And it's really simple. If something doesn't feel good, it's a belief system that doesn't match what you want, your best life, your best case scenario, your manifestations, right? That's all that's telling you. If something doesn't feel good, it's because there's a wonky belief system within you. And it's not in regards to person, place, or thing outside of you, because you can only experience that based off your belief system, right? So I say this and I mean this. This goes in regards to your kids, your family, your partner. It doesn't matter. It's not about them. It's nothing to do with them. It's you and your belief system. Because the more that I release those things, I got different versions of everybody in my reality. Best versions of everybody in my reality. So I'm telling you, it's all us. Everybody will reflect back that change within you. But it all starts with you. And it ends with you. It's all you. It's you having your own personal experience. And that's it. It's literally that simple. Me having my own personal experience with my belief systems. And that's the only way you can have this experience. But there's nothing you need to do. You don't got to change your belief systems. You don't got to change a story. You don't got to create better belief systems. That's limiting. Don't do that. And how would you even do that, right? That sounds more complicated. The more you relax, you bring in better belief systems automatically. And it's all about relaxing and being in the present moment. I promise you guys, it's so easy. If something doesn't feel good, user, if something doesn't feel good, it's a wonky belief system within you. It's an off belief system. It doesn't serve you. So we just get calm and we relax our bodies, and a better one's going to replace it by you relaxing, by you staying quiet and calm. If you don't feel good, it's a wonky belief system. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't match what you want, your manifestations and your best life. And your job is to just chill out and relax and stay calm, not figure it out. That's it. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Hey, Bobby. Did you just jump on, Bobby? Belief systems. Oh, thanks, Claire. I don't love my hair straight, but, I just did something different. Because I want to make sure this ebook's up for you guys to purchase. So I want to get off and make sure that's up. So let me do that and just get home and stuff for the day. And guys, I'll post this live on YouTube. Remember, you can catch all my lives on YouTube. I have one more that I need to add, and then I'll add this one. Yes, user, yes. This live will be on my YouTube. I will put this live on my YouTube. Yep, Michelle, I know. I'm answering the same question. But yes, this live will be on YouTube for you guys. And there's my other lives are up there as well. So you can go to them for more resources and reminders, right? Along with, guys, My playlist on here, Release Resistance. That's another one I add to as well. I try to add little things there. It's similar to the audio. It's similar. It's just not as long. It's not 7 hours. But I try to add to that too, so you have those resources as well to remind you I don't got to do anything. I just got to get back to this present moment. I just got to relax my body. So Release Resistance on my playlist, TikTok, and the YouTube lives are very good resources if you don't have the audios or ebooks, okay? All right, let me get off. Guys, everybody have a great rest of the day. I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. I will definitely be back. I just don't know exactly when. Bye, guys. Thanks again, guys.